So the system we use in our home program and in our offices, the NeurOptimal system, and it's dynamical neurofeedback. It's the latest generation of neurofeedback. And one of the really confusing points that people have is wondering when they're doing neurofeedback, can I just get one of those consumer headbands? Do I need a professional system? Do I need a brain map before I do neurofeedback? And so all of that's going to come clear as I talk about this system, and I'm actually just going to hook myself up so you can see how easy it is to operate. So the system comes on a tablet in this case, or a laptop. It's dedicated to run the software. It's really simple. I turned on the computer and I just double clicked on the icon for the program. And that's really all you need to do to get it started. I want to talk a little bit about, this is the amplifier. So this takes the raw voltage from your scalp and it turns it into meaningful numbers, and then it's fed into the software of the computer. One of the things that's really important to understand when you're thinking about buying or renting or doing a home program with neurofeedback is that the type of sensor counts. So with consumer headbands, where they're dry sensors, they need to put them on your skin. One of the things that makes them less effective than professional systems that use active wet sensors. So they're using EEG paste to collect information from the scalp. And you'd think, well, isn't it more advanced to just have a dry headband, which of course is a good question because that's a later invention. But the reason it's not is because we're talking about collecting microvoltage in milliseconds. So the speed of transmission is really important. And unfortunately, the best hookup to get the right information in the exact milliseconds so you can give that brain feedback is still through this variety of sensor where you're using paste, EEG paste, to collect that data. Okay, so these are the active sensors. These are references. This one's a grounding. And so then when you're set up, you've put your name in. I've got my name in here. I do my sessions regularly. And so all you need to do to start a session, just so you can see, like I just put my sensors on, that's halfway between the crown and the tip of the ear, roughly. And then that just took me a second. And then to start a session, you just double click your name. And that's how easy it is to start a session on our system. This is the same system we use in our office. I have it here at home. And you'll see right here, these are the bandwidths of brainwave frequencies. And so you can see my brain is alive and active. So one of the things, I'm going to turn this down. So the way the feedback is delivered is auditory feedback, because that's what that automatic functioning brain uses to note change in the environment, because we can listen even when we're asleep. So if ever there's something, right, we can immediately respond to it. So that's why we use auditory, and that's why this system uses auditory feedback rather than visual. And so there's nothing you need to do with your eyeballs when you're doing a session. You can, focus inward. I always encourage people to follow their breath. Just allow themselves to regulate through their breathing, right? Because that helps support what the brain's naturally going to want to do during a session, which is it's going to want to calm down, because to some degree we're all in a stress response. And so when it registers safety, that brain wants to calm down. So during a session, I always encourage people to just turn inward, notice their breath, allow themselves to kind of follow what the brain is naturally going to do. But you can also do other things with your eyeballs. So I have some people whose schedules are really full, and so they do hook themselves up and they do computer work, or they read a book or doom scroll on their phones. to me, the most important thing is they get that session in. So pairing it with something that you do regularly is a really helpful way to get those sessions in. But another thing I wanted to just mention, when you're thinking about what kind of neurofeedback is right for you, people are very confused about brain mapping. Do I need to do a QEEG brain map before I do my neurofeedback? And with this system, that brain mapping is integrated in real time. So you're getting moment by moment information that is accurate about what's maladaptive. And it can be maladaptive from many different things. So it could be ADHD, it could be a head trauma, it could be just a lot of stress, poor sleep. There could be a lot of things that are happening that are maladaptive, and it picks up on all of it and gives that feedback in real time. And then the headband systems, that are more consumer grade, they're designed more like the protocol systems in that they're encouraging your brain to go into a certain frequency and stay in that frequency while you're using that device. So frequencies associated with meditation, if you're in a meditation practice. The thing about those systems is that they're not so much about teaching the brain to function differently as they are as putting the brain into a certain state, and then once you take off the device, the brain then just goes back into its normal habitual patterns. Whereas professional grade neurofeedback, such as this one, it's really more about the design is to get that brain to function differently over time. So even when it's not hooked up to the system, once you're training that brain, that all the good information's in the present moment, which is what it learns when it's constantly brought into the present through the interruptions in the music, is that brain learns, oh wow, all the good information is in the present moment. So I am going to come into the present moment, gather data before I make a decision, and then I make more effective decisions and I use my energy more efficiently, and I'm better able to be regulated. And so that's the bigger training that happens, is that the brain is learning to function differently moment by moment, even when it's not hooked up. And so this system runs for 33 minutes. And during that time, you're getting tons and tons of feedback. It's for that automatic functioning brain, not your conscious self. And so you can do other things with your eyeballs. And you don't even have to listen for the interruptions. Your automatic functioning brain, your survival brain, limbic brain, it's listening to all of that and utilizing that feedback. So you're going to notice things like feeling more relaxed at the end of a session, or you might feel more alert. You might sort of like clean windshield effect, or you might notice nothing. For myself, when I first started training, I really didn't notice much of anything during a session or just after, but the next morning I would just feel like the slate was wiped clean. I felt energized, ready to go. Any kind of emotional kind of residue, irritability or frustration or worry or, that sort of thing was just cleaned out. So for me, it was the next day was really the reset. So every brain is different, and what I encourage people to do through using our tracking tools, as well as just their own self-awareness, is to really notice over time what is shifting. And those shifts are going to happen in a non-linear way, and so it's not going to be as predictable as we like, but the trend is going to be moving in the direction of greater calm, better able to focus, better sleep, being more energized, feeling more hopeful, feeling like life is workable, even though there's still all the same challenges, feeling joy for no good reason, spontaneity, creativity. Because all of those things come when the brain registers safety in the present moment, and it's in that zone of regulation. And so in general, those are the things that we see change. And then of course, if people have things like head injury, stroke recovery, cognitive decline, they're going to see that their brains start to really improve where they can on things like cognitive abilities, emotional stability, sleep regulation. Again, because the brain with good information is going to try to optimize its functioning and see where it hasn't kept up on resolving whatever damage was done in the case of a head injury, as example. So I hope this video helps in terms of understanding the system and how easy it is to use, but also in general, how to use neurofeedback in your life and how to make a good decision about a system that's right for you.